It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I had to discuss this because I've been getting asked about this on all my lives. Everyone wants my opinion on it. I've given my opinion on it on my lives if you watch, but I wanted to come and do an official, concentrated video on this topic because, shout out to the monster, Naoya Inoue, one of the best fighters in the world. He was doing an interview recently, and there's a lot of quotes that are coming out about things he said. And one thing really made waves here in the States because he was talking about his performance against Stephen Fulton. And he had some choice words for American fighters. He had some choice words about American fighters. And I wanted to read them to you guys. So here's what Inoue said about his Stephen Fulton performance and American fighters. Inoue stated the following, and I quote, "I think it was perfect from start to finish. I could easily see what he was thinking. I don't know if it's because he's American, but he doesn't like getting punched in the face. The boxing style is different from the Japanese fighters who fight with Yamato Damashi, Japanese spirit. I think there are some fighters in the USA who fight like that, but probably not many," end quote. So in a way, the way I know what Japanese, and I know when it goes to English, I know sometimes things can get lost in translation. I read a bunch of Yahoo Japan articles. I know that Japanese doesn't always translate best to English. So I'm very cognizant of that. But I got to take it for what it says on paper. It clearly says, I don't know if it's because he's American, but he doesn't like getting punched in the face. Because they're saying that, so he said that our boxing style, us the Americans, is different than the Japanese because they fight with the Japanese spirit. So he's trying. The way I interpret it is, he's saying that the Japanese fighters are tougher than the American fighters. Now, here's my thing with Inoue. He's got a limited experience fighting American fighters. He's fought two American fighters. He fought Antonio Nieves on his HBO debut, and then he fought Stephen Fulton. Now, in fairness to the monster, when he fought those guys and he started punching up on them, them guys didn't really offer the most resistance towards him. So I could see why he feels how he feels. But here's my opinion. If you really feel like it's sweet with the American fighters, when you do your thing, have fun at 122, enjoy the Lewis Neri fight your Merja Akmadaliyev, fight your Sam Goodman, all that is well and good. I'm not gonna be too pressed about what he does at 122 the rest of his time there. He already proved himself. He already proved himself at 122. He's already undisputed. He's got nothing to prove at 122. He can do what he wants at 122 until he decides to move up. But when that time comes and he's at featherweight, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about what he feels he should do, because you can't make these kind of comments about. And it's not just about American fighters. If Inoue would have said this about Mexican fighters, if he would have said this about Filipino fighters, any fighters, I feel like anytime a fighter wants to generalize a country and say, oh, well, their style is different because they don't fight with Japanese spirit, then that's bullshit. You got to go there and you got to actually go ahead and you have to really stand on business and stand on everything you say. So, look, right now as it stands at 126, there are no current American champions, but there's a chance there might be some American champions. For example, you got an American and Raymond Ford fighting for a world title. I personally don't think he's going to win, but if he does, that's a potential fight. And then you got guys in the rankings who could be world champions by the time Inoue gets to Ruben Villa, Angelo Leo, Bruce Carrington. There's going to be plenty of American fighters there for Inoue to test that theory out against. So look, you can't just fight Stephen Fulton, who is a fantastic fighter, but you can't just fight Stephen Fulton or Nieves and then generalize the whole country. All respect to Japan. I love Japan. I love the Japanese. I'm going back there again in July or late June, something like that. Love the country. Love the boxing. So don't never take what I'm about to say as disrespect or bias or anything, but it's just the truth. In Japan, they have more of a homogenous culture. It's more if you go to Osaka and you go to Tokyo, it's more similar than in America. If you go to Miami and Detroit or Detroit and LA, there's so many different cultures in the USA. There's so many different styles of boxing in the USA. To sit there and say that American fighters, basically are soft, because he said I don't know if it's because he's American, but he doesn't like getting hit. How should I interpret that? You guys tell me in the chat. How should I, as an American, interpret what Inoue is saying about American fighters? He said, I don't know if it's because he's American, but he doesn't like getting punched in the face. Who the hell likes getting punched in the face? No one likes getting punched in the face. So, yeah, my thing is this. It's cool to feel that way. I'm not blaming him for feeling that way because the Americans he fought didn't really give him no resistance, and he blew right through him, right? He's a great fighter. He blows through almost anybody he fights, right? He's special. He's a fantastic fighter. My thing is, when you move to 26, like, I'm not gonna do the Inoue haters do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell him to fight Tank or go up fight Terrence Crawford or Ryan Garcia or all the other stupid things that people say. But look, you're gonna move up the featherweight in the near future. When that time comes, fight some Americans. That's all I'm saying. And there's some good fights out there for him. You can fight Bruce Carrington, who, look, I speak to Shushu. I saw Shushu this past fight week in Vegas for the Teofimo Lopez fight, and we had some conversations off camera, and I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what Shushu said, but basically he told me in so many words that he's very confident he's going to beat the brakes off Inoue when they fight, right? So we'll see how it goes. I know Angelo Leo, who is a good friend of mine, and he's a guy that's expressed a deep interest respectfully to fight Inoue, and he likes his chances in that fight. I know Ruben Villa is a top contender, and he's one of the most skillful boxers in the division. There's plenty of fighters he's fought, and to be fair, right, Inoue has never fought no Mexican-American fighters. Like, he never fought no Mexican-American fighters, so he doesn't even have a full grasp on every style of American boxing. So I think it's cool for him to feel that way. I'm not gonna get all butt hurt. I'm not gonna get disrespectful because I like Inoue and I think he's a great fighter. But for him to say that, I think it's a little ignorant on his part. And he's contradicting himself because he did say himself that Terrence Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world above him. So how could Americans, not like getting punched in the face and not quote-unquote fight with the Yamato Damashi Japanese spirit, right, quote-unquote, if the guy that you're saying is #1 is American, right? That don't make no sense. Now, to his, I think Japanese fighters are tough. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. I love Japanese fighters. I literally dedicate part of my channel to covering Japanese boxing. But you can't talk about a whole country, especially one as diverse as the USA, when you've only fought, the black American style. You've only fought really one elite American fighter. Scratch that. 3. He fought 2 elite American fighters. He fought Donaire, right? Donaire, and he fought Fulton. So 2 very fantastic fighters, right? But fight some more. Keep fighting them. I know there's gonna be some time for him to fight some American fighters. Look, God bless the monster. He's entitled to his own opinion. This is a free country, the USA, so it's freedom of speech. Even if I don't agree with what he's saying, even if I don't like what he's saying, it's freedom of speech. So look, it's all good and dandy. But when you come to 126, Shushu Carrington, Ruben Villa, Angelo Leo, these kind of guys I want to see him fight. And anybody else in the top 15 who's going to be champion, he got to be fighting them because he made this comment. So, yeah, was it a perfect performance against Stephen Fulton? Absolutely. It was a boxing masterclass. It was a fight that was the most hyped up fight on this channel in 2023, and I was so happy. It was a fun time to cover it here on True School Sports. But you can't use one fighter and generalize the whole country. That's like if an American fighter fights the most trashiest Mexican fighter there is, and they say, oh yeah, Mexican fighters, they don't got no defense and they all flat-footed. That wouldn't be fair to Mexican fighters because there's talented Mexican fighters that can box, that can move, that can counterpunch. So it's no different, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. But let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of Inoue's comments? And which American fighters in the near future do you want to see him fight? You guys already know who I want to see him fight when he comes to 26, and that's Angelo Leo. But who do you guys want to see him fight? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure to subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.